everyone. Today in this video, we are going to learn about an important validation technique that is something called as K-fold cross-validation. Now, what is this cross-validation? How it is different from the other evaluation metric, which is there to evaluate the model performance. The name itself says you're doing some validation, right? What validation? Your model performance, you're going to validate it. How? You're going to do some crossover with your data. Now, what is the understanding here? Now, what exactly is your cross validation? So, if you understood the primary thing of cross validation, right, it is there to evaluate the model performance. But how am I going to do that? This cross validation is a process where you're going to divide your data set into multiple subsets and then do this validation technique there. So basically, till now, we know only this thing, right? I have a data and we are going to divide this data into how many set of training and testing data? Only one set, right? I'm going to divide my 70% data into, let's say, for example, training and remaining 30 into testing. There's only one set of training and testing data we are dividing. But when you come to cross validation, this idea changes. Cross validation is a technique where you're going to divide your entire data into multiple subsets, let's say 4 sets, and then you're going to validate the model performance. Okay, that is the baseline understanding of cross validation. Cross validation is a technique where it's going to partition your data into several training and testing data. On this different subsets, we are going to evaluate the model performance. We are going to make model to apply on the subsets data and then validate its performance. Now, how really is it done? Now, how really am I going to understand how many subsets I'm going to divide my entire data? These are all the associated questions at this point, right? Who's going to answer that? One of the famous cross-validation technique, K-fold cross-validation, can answer all the questions that I have. K in K-fold defines for number of subsets. Okay, number of subsets data that you're going to form. Let's say, for example, that is a user-defined value. Okay, it's an experimental value. You can take K to be 3, 5, 10. Okay, those are all the usual numbers that we are going to take. That is, if K is equals to 3, what happens? So cross-validation is a technique where you're going to form multiple subsets and validate it. How many you're forming? K subsets you're forming. K is 3 now. Now I have a data. Now we have kept K is 3. That is, my entire data is dividing into equal subsets. Data set 1, data set 2, and data set 3. What did we understand? On this different subset, model evaluation is performed. Again, how? Now, what is our understanding of K-fold cross-validation is K minus 1 folds, K minus 1 folds or K minus 1 subsets will go for training, will act as a training data. Okay, remaining one set, what it will be there, that acts as a test data in each iteration. Now, what is this iteration? If I'm dividing my entire subsets into 3 different data sets, now the 3 iteration of model learning will happen. Okay, if your K is 5, 5 times model iterates over the data. If K is 10, 10 times model iterates over the data. Now, how it will happen? Every time K minus 1 data sets will act as a training data, 1 act as a test data. That is, 3 iterations of learning process will happen. What happens in the first iteration? In the first iteration, now I have 3 data sets. What is K minus 1? K is 3, 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 subsets among these 3 subsets will act as a training data. Now, let's say, for example, data set 1 and data set 2 acts as a training data, and data set 3 acts as a test data. Okay, in second iteration, what will happen? K minus 1 again. 1 and 2 is already taken in train. Now, data set 2 and data set 3 will act as a train data. Data set 1 acts as a tested data. Now, in third iteration, what will happen? Data set 1 and 3 will act as a train data. Data set 2 will act as a tested data. Now, why should I do all this? That is a question, right? Why? Because by doing this, by giving the model the different perspectives of data in different position, model will get a thorough understanding of the data, like which data is in what position, if it is there in test, how am I acting, if it is there in train, how am I acting, entire perspective a model will get about the data. Now, offline, now we are going to train these data sets with different model. Let's say SVM, SVM, KNN, KNN, logistic, any models you can apply. After that, you're going to certainly evaluate the model, right? If it is a classification data, I'm going to evaluate the model with, let's say, accuracy. Let's say after data set 1 and 2 is acting as tree and data set 3 is there in the evaluation state, after me applying the model, I'm going to evaluate. Let's say it is giving some evaluation score. Accuracy 2, accuracy 3, some values it will give. Now, how will I evaluate from this model? Let's say first a set of data is giving me zero point 0.8 as a performance, next gives 0.82, next give 0.79. Now you can see with the performance of one model to another model, there is no much variation. Everything is in the aligned range. Then you can say your model performance is very good. In the other way around, if your model is like this, if first performance is model 8, model is giving 0.8, next is 0.6, next is 0.4. If something like this is the model performance, there is a lot of variation among the scores. See, now you can tell model performance is like worst. It's a weak model. Okay, it's a weak model. That's how cross-validation or K-fold cross-validation is helping us in validating the model performance. Now, quickly, within a minute, we'll see how do we implement it. Okay. So from sklearn.model selection, from this module, model selection, you can import your cross-validation score. Now, what will cross-validation will do? It will split the entire data into different sets, right? For that, obviously, you have to have the data. Your X is your input data, Y is your output data. After you have a data, you have to you split it into different sets. Who is doing that? CV will do that. If CV is 10, you're going to split your data into 10 sets. CV 5, 5 sets, 3, 3 sets. After you do it, you're going to apply your model, right? Here I'm giving a model. The model is being defined with SVC, that is support vector classifier. This is the data set it with the classification. So here I'm experimenting it with support vector machine. You can do it with any of the model. Okay, model we have defined. And after we define, we have to evaluate, right? That is what the process we see. After we need to have a data, then we need to divide it into different sets, apply the model and evaluate it. Evaluation accuracy I'm giving. We are getting 10 scores from 10 different sets. And you can see there is no much variation between one to another. So model performance is good now. Correct? It's good. Other way, if you take the standard deviation of all these scores, okay, standard deviation. If the standard deviation is coming out to be less than 0.05, then you can say model performance is great. Okay, that is what we are checking to. Cross validation is coming out to be 0.005, which is way more less than 0.05 threshold. Here, the model performance is great for us. Okay, this is how we can say cross validation is helping us in evaluation of model. I hope this video made little sense on cross validation. Thank you all of you.